Hello YouTube, I'm Jack Clark, the Eagle Musketeer, coming to you with another video. Hello, how are you? So of course, I've been meaning to do this video for such a long time. I've really been looking forward to this video. And of course, as you can tell from the title, it is Art and Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually, speaking of Art and Yu-Gi-Oh! I've got a new binder, right? I actually bought myself a binder for once, and I will actually do a trade binder video at some point. So I'm just going to organise this and I'll post that in the future. If you'll be interested in me doing a trade binder video, please post in the comments down below, because it's only if people actually want to trade with me. I did trade for a hell of a lot of good stuff, but I did buy this binder, and before the first round started, I stole my friend's Sharpie pen and went bosh! So moving on straight from that to the actual topic of today's video, and that is Art in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, of course, in the Return of the Duelist, Art in Yu-Gi-Oh! Has kind of taken somewhat of a weird turn, of course, with the release of Prophecy Destroyer, TCG exclusive, which, of course, has got drastically different artwork than many other cards. Of course, it depicting a proper demon with the horns and the kind of really quite gruff. It's something you would see in Magic the Gathering. And, of course, at the sneak peek that I attended, there was a questionnaire which actually asked, one of the questions was whether or not you liked the artwork of Prophecy Destroyer and whether or not you'd like to see more of that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Of course, I'm a bit skeptical. I don't particularly like it. I mean, if I liked the artwork of it, I would probably be playing Magic as opposed to Yu-Gi-Oh! But, of course, it's nice to see that the art of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually evolving, and it's nice to kind of appreciate the artwork, because the reason why we love this game is because we like the visuals. We may like the gaming, but to be fair, we wouldn't be playing whatever deck we're playing if we think they looked like ugly as fuck, or if we just didn't like what they looked like. And there are so many different variations of cards, and so many different styles. I mean, we've got the Madolche and the Gusto, which are uber cute, and then of course we've got the kind of robots, where we've got freaking wind-up-looking wind-ups, we've got Machina, and whatever. There's so many cool archetypes and things. But the reason why I want to do this video is because there's one particular archetype, and one particular artist. Because the thing is with Yu-Gi-Oh!, unlike other card games like Magic and Pokemon, they credit the artists on the cards. So, for example, the reason why they can do this is because Magic the Gathering, they don't have an anime, so they don't have to worry about, like, for example, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has an anime, so, for example, if they wanted to use any of the cards that they have in the anime, they would need to get the right, they need to ask permission from the original artist to use the image, because, of course, they still own the creative rights to the image. So they would have to do that, but unlike Magic, of course, they don't have an anime or anything, so of course they don't have to. And Pokemon, they own the original Pokemon themselves, so any drawings from them, it doesn't truly matter that they own the rights to the actual individual picture, they own the rights to the actual Pokemon that they've drawn. So that doesn't really matter whether or not they include that. But in Yu-Gi-Oh!, of course, we don't know who the artists are to our favourite cards. There are a couple of times where you know which artists draw what cards. I mean, the Charmer cards and the artists for them, if you look on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia page, you could find the artists for them. And it's kind of nice to be able to appreciate these artists that give us these amazing visuals, which is why we love this game so much. So today I'm going to be talking about one particular group of cards, which started off life in Galactic Overlord. Now, when I first saw Noble Knight Artorigus, I thought, wow, this looks really cool. And the artwork does not look like Yu-Gi-Oh! You agree? It's kind of taken the same kind of change that kind of Prophecy Destroyer did. It's not as drastic and religiously kind of implication. It does have those religious implications. But I looked at it, and that wasn't really the first thing that I came to mind. It was the first thing that came to mind was, I recognise that artwork. I recognise the style. And it's now been confirmed. Someone wrote it on the Wikia, so it has to be true. But I looked at it and I realised who the artist was immediately from the brushstrokes. And that is a Chilean artist called who goes under the name Genzo Man. And you can check out his artwork. I will put a link in the underbar down below, so you can go check out in the description. Go check out his art. You will look at it and it will become uncanny. You'll see it immediately. I'm an artist, obviously. I do art. I'm going to be starting my university course in September. I showed you this, so it's kind of obvious. I do art. I follow artists, a lot of artists online as well, which is why I know Genzo Man, so kind of his style religiously. So, of course, we got this, which was released in Galactic Overlord, and, of course, we got another sneak peek promo, which is Gawain, Noble Knight Gawain, who, I love that pout. You probably won't be able to see due to the quality, but he's amazing. And, of course, the same artist again. Actually, I think he coloured these. I think the actual design of them was slightly different. But, yeah, Genzo Man at least coloured them. And, of course, we've got Noble Arms Gallatin, which is also released in Return of the Duelist, which is also by the same artist. A little bits of trivia as well. Artorigus is Old English for Arthur. And, of course, you can see him pulling the sword from the stone. So this is the Knights of the Round Table archetype, which is so fucking cool, because Gawain is one of the Knights of the Round Table. Gallatin is one of the swords of Gawain, which is why the sword in Noble Arms is the same one that he's holding, which is so freaking cool, and I love the consistency and the attention to detail there. But basically, the artist is Genzo Man, and Genzo Man is an artist I love so much, and I wanted to take the time for people to appreciate the artist and the actual art of Yu-Gi-Oh! So, in the comments down below, as a video response, really like to hear from you. What is your favourite artwork of... what's your favourite artwork in Yu-Gi-Oh? What's your favourite card for its art? So my favourite is probably Goggle Golem. Yeah, I know it's weird. I love Goggle Golem. It's one of my favourite cards, but I just love the artwork. And it's one of those cards that is just the coolest thing ever. And of course, I love the Noble Knights. I never really like warrior decks, but I love the idea. And of course, with Gallatin, it's actually implying there are going to be more Noble Knights in future. So of course, I like a sneak peek exclusive archetype. And I will be making a deck on these, actually. So what I'm going to be doing in future, I will be posting a Noble Knight deck in future. However, if Noble Knights get more support, then I want there to be a rule. Just a rule that if you make a Noble Knight deck, it's not a Noble Knight deck, it is a Genzo Man deck. And of course, if you make a variant of Noble Knight deck, then you don't say it's a Genzo Man Light Sworn deck, you say it's a Genzo Sworn deck. Or if you do a hero variant, which is what I'm thinking of doing with, it'll be Genzo Heroes. So if you're going to do a Noble Knight deck, it has to be a Genzo Man deck, just so we can appreciate the artist behind it that gives us these awesome cards. So of course, me and a couple of friends actually are going to be doing Noble Knight decks, and I'm going to be doing a video dedicated to them. Because these are a really cool archetype. But yeah, I'll be doing that in future. And of course, if you do a Noble Knight deck, if you're planning to do a Noble Knight deck, post it as a video response to this one. Your Genzo Man deck, of course, has to be Genzo Man deck. Otherwise, I'm not even going to accept it. But yeah, just kind of appreciate the artwork behind Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we don't know these artists, these anonymous artists that give us so much joy. Appreciate them with Genzo Man. So of course, the link to Genzo Man's artwork gallery on DeviantArt is in the links down below. And tell me in the comments, what is your favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Card for its artwork? So yeah, tell me that in the comments down below as a video response. Before I go any further, Ancient Dragon, which is also releasing Galaxy Overlord, that is also Genzo Man. I can tell from the ribs and how he draws there. I can just tell as well, that is so Genzo Man. He draws, he's drawn some other dragons on his DeviantArt, and you can see that. That's so Genzo Man. But yeah, of course, if you're going to make a Noble Knight deck, please call it Genzo Man deck. If you've got suggestions for future videos, then post those in the comments down below as a video response. I'm Jack Clark, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Britain. Let's appreciate the artwork of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I will see you soon.